What's up, everybody? So here we are at Dale's shop. We are ripping into the 1993 Dutch Coupe, doing a power window and power door lock conversion on this car. Here are all of our parts that are required, obviously the wiring. So there's a couple different components to this. This is the main one that actually runs from the driver's side to the passenger side of the car, where the main harness, where it plugs into the main harness, sorry, so that obviously we can get all that electrical to work. Then obviously we have a passenger side harness. So this is everything that goes into the door. And then this is the rubber that goes between the kick panel and the door. And then obviously we have the driver's side as well. On top of that, we have brand new door lock solenoids from, I believe I got these from LMR. So these are very nice. They come with brand new rivets to rivet those in. And we have new clips and a panel popper for the door panels. Lastly, I'm going to hook up this power trunk latch because the wiring is actually already in the cars by default. So just by installing this and plugging the wire in, and then by getting the button in the glove box, we will have a power trunk release. Here are the panels that we have. These are like pretty much brand new. These are as mint as what are in the car. Again, super low mileage. Managed to score these rare find for sure. So you can see the manual ones are absolutely mint as well. So not sure what I'll do with them. They'll probably just end up getting stored and saved for maybe another project down the road. So Dale's over here working on this truck, changing this bed. Dale, you want in the documentary?
In the documentary of what you should take on for jobs or not? Oh.
Up in Canada, this is what we're privy to. This is what we call vehicle cancer. Never a fun thing. How many of these have you changed, Dale?
Lots. It's Canada. Always changing them.
So all these beds come from the US. How many beds do you get on a trip?
8 to 15.
There you go. So for any Canadians, if you need a new truck bed, this is your guy. For any Americans who have clean truck beds, he is also your guy to sell to. So we're going to start assembling all this stuff here, ripping apart the door panels, and hopefully get some power options in this car by the end of today. All right, so here we are. We're about to rip this door panel apart. I got all our tools here. Phillips got Torx for the window crank. I got a socket to get off the armrest, and a really small flathead so we can pop these ever so rare covers off here. Most of the times these are already knocked off and don't stay in. Sometimes people break the clips, sometimes they just never end up going. I think maybe even wear and tear and the fact that these cars just rattle, that they naturally just pop out after some time. So one big mistake that a lot of guys make when they're taking these door panels off is they actually try and pull this speaker cover off, and in reality it's already attached to the door panel. So all you need to do is just take this Phillips screw out, and that's all you need to worry about. Lastly, we have this panel popper that was included in our kit from LMR, and this actually seems it's almost like a metal. So might wrap this with electrical tape or see if there's another panel popper around the shop here, because what we don't want to do is scratch our paint when we're popping. So I've actually got a different panel popper here that Dale had laying around the shop, a little bit wider, and wrapped it with electrical tape so that we don't scratch any paint when we're popping this panel off. So the idea is to actually find where the little Christmas trees are and to be able to get them right in that groove and then pop forward. Quite amazing on how clean the insides of this door are. As you can see, managed to get the plastic off. We'll just let it hang here from the bottom because it's going to give us all the access that we need to install our door lock actuator and then access this window regulator system that is in here. So it's actually quite simple. It's just these 3 rivets. So we're going to have to drill these out, and then that's going to allow us to remove the assembly and essentially the main arm that moves the window up and down. And it is this arm here that essentially we will be replacing, as this is the one that's all part of the regulator, and be replacing that accordingly. We're about to go ahead and get this regulator assembly installed. Then we will mount the motor itself, as you can't actually get them all through as one piece. So you have to install this, and after that, go in there, and the motor actually goes up in this area here. And one thing that we should do while we have the room is to go ahead and pop out this rubber grommet that's here, because we're going to need that to pass our cabling through so that we can actually get power to our window. Trying to remember how I've done this in the past. It's been a while, so let's get the camera here so you guys can see. Essentially, the name of the game is we need to get this bushing into this track. Essentially, that is what guides the window up and down. So you got to play with the regulator to get everything in the right position. There we go. So once that's in, then we can pull our regulator assembly up and slide it over. And this is where we will start bolting things into place. Alright, so our power window motor is in, the new power regulator is in, and just got to go ahead and tighten these bolts up. And then what I'm probably going to do is actually just tap into the main wiring harness and actually plug it in and make sure that everything is working before we go too far, just to make sure everything is good. Then from there, go ahead and we'll get on the door lock solenoid. Whew. Now here's something else you don't always see, is this massive Christmas tree that holds the kick panel on. Most of the time no one ever reinstalls these back, but luckily I still have mine in this car. All right, folks, so here we are in the kick panel, and we're just going to pull this factory wiring out, and right here you will see one connector with the pink and black with white stripe. This is actually the connector that powers all of the power window and lock options. So this is where we're going to plug our harness into right now. And just going to go over these harnesses again one more time, just so you guys can get a full understanding. So we have a few different harnesses here. We have 2 door harnesses. So these are the ones that obviously pass through the kick panel, or from the kick panel into the door. And obviously you have your actual switches, you will have your speaker connectors, and then you have the connector for your door lock solenoid. So that would be the passenger side. Then we have the driver side. So everything's very similar. Speaker wires. There's actually an additional ground cable here, so we'll have to hook that up. And then again into the doors. So one thing to keep in mind as well, sorry, and I forgot one, is actually power mirrors. So I'm actually not going to be hooking up power mirrors today. I'm going to keep the manual ones. The reason being is I actually don't want to cut a hole in my center console. So if you're aware, any car that has power mirrors, there's a switch that's right there. This interior is way too clean to cut up, and I definitely don't want to get into switching the complete console just for the sake of power mirrors. I'm a kind of guy that I just kind of adjust them once and then that's it. So we won't be doing that today, but we will be doing everything else. So the last part of the harness is this guy right here. And what this guy does is he actually runs from the driver's side of the car all the way to the passenger side. And this usually runs up along the top part of the dash. Again, I'm not going to remove the dash just to be able to run this cable. So I'm going to find a way to tuck this cable up nice and neat underneath the dash and get everything connected. So here is that main power connector that I just showed you earlier. So we're going to go ahead and actually plug this guy into that main harness. And then from there, and I should have brought it over, we are going to plug this guy in. And from there, we should be able to test out our power window here. All right, guys, so here is the main harness again. This one runs from the driver's side to the passenger side. This is the connector that gives everything the main power. Just like that. Then the rest of this whole harness will find a way to carefully run all the way across to the passenger side. But for now, we'll just tuck it over here. And then this is the main harness that powers the driver's side power accessories. So we're just going to go ahead and plug that in. So again, obviously we're going to be running this properly through the grommets and pass all the wiring through. Right now, just want to test and make sure that everything is working the way that it should. So I'm just going to go ahead and plug this guy in, which is for the driver's side power window. And that's now all connected. So the one last part of this whole process is actually accessing the fuse panel, which is here. We actually even have some spare fuses, which is great. We're going to need the 20 amp, and we will find the location for the power windows because by default the fuse isn't installed. All right guys, so I just crawled underneath the dash and I found the one empty slot that is for the power window fuse, or actually the power windows, locks, mirrors, all of that runs off of one fuse location. A 20 amp fuse will suffice just fine. And so we've plugged that in. Now we can go ahead and test this wiring and see if this window is going to go up and down on its own. And there we go. Up and down the window goes. Amazing. So now that our test works, we can go ahead and tighten up all of our bolts that are holding the regulator assembly in. We will grease all of the moving parts to make sure that everything operates nice and smoothly. And then we'll go ahead and install our power door lock solenoid. And we'll also run all these cables properly from the door into the kick panel area and get everything buttoned up. But so far, so good. All right, so we've tightened all of the bolts on our window regulator assembly. Now I'm gonna go ahead and get this door lock actuator installed. It's pretty straightforward. Comes with a big rivet. So obviously there's a hole here from factory on the door. This rivet goes right here. And this just loops up into the door lock mechanism and the latch. I don't know if you'd be able to see this. Actually, the camera does pretty good in here. So that moving part at the bottom, I'm going to try and get my finger in there. So essentially right down here, and you can't see it, there's a small hole and a plastic piece. And you have to get this into the hole like that, and then you can just kind of, once it passes through the hole and is sitting within this area, then you can go ahead and rivet this guy on. All right, so we got a small update here. We've got our wiring run through the driver's side door, kick panel, into the door, cabling run all the way along down into where the door lock actuator is. So that's all wired up, ready to go. Need to connect this ground, clean up a few things here, make sure everything is tidy. We've made all our connections in the kick panel and started running the main harness along the bottom underside of the dash, and you can see the cable is sticking out right there. So we'll continue running that when we pop out this kick panel. Then obviously we're going to move over to the passenger side door and get that one all buttoned up. So one last thing that needs to happen is need to pop rivet the door lock solenoid in place. Got our big rivet gun right here, so we're good to go there. And we'll get that buttoned up and put this, well, we won't put the door back together yet because we got a little bit of dynamite here because we're going to do some door speaker install as well. So gonna get things cleaned up, move over to the passenger side and go from there. So here's a nice mess. Getting the stereo installed now. Our woofer in, cables and wires everywhere.